This week on Choice Hacking.
I want to play Wordle.
Right now?
Yeah, if you don't know, it's some website. You got to go to some wordle.uk or something. You guess the first 5 letters, right?
Right.
And if you're close, it gives you a yellow square. If you're completely correct, they give you a green square. But I think we could play together. Right?
Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, now that Jimmy Fallon is playing Wordle on The Tonight Show, I think it's safe to say that we have reached peak Wordle. I started playing over the past few weeks, but only because I started seeing tiny colorful squares popping up on my Twitter feed. At first, I only saw 1 or 2, but last week, almost my entire feed became a series of those tiny yellow, green, and gray boxes. That's right, I got suckered in by peer pressure. People can't stop playing. But what is it that makes Wordle so addicting? Well, it turns out there are some fascinating psychology and behavioral science principles behind the rise of this simple word puzzle, whether the inventors know it or not. I'm Jennifer Clinehens, and you're listening to Choice Hacking, a podcast about applying behavioral science and psychology to business, marketing, experience design, and more. Join me today as we examine the science that's helped make Wordle a viral sensation, and how you can apply some of their strategies to your own business. But before we get started, let's give a shout out to the sponsor of today's podcast, my newest mini course called Behavioral Science and Psychology 101 for Marketers. If you enjoy learning about how real businesses are applying psychology and behavioral science, I think you're going to love this mini course. It's designed to give you a crash course in applied behavioral science and psychology with video lectures, worksheets, cheat sheets, and more. And for a limited time, I'm offering students a free bonus ebook with 50 examples of real-life brands like Airbnb, McDonald's, Apple, and Spotify using behavioral science and psychology in their marketing. Just visit choicehacking.com/marketing to learn more about it and sign up today. That's choicehacking.com/marketing. Now, on to the show. Wordle is really unique in that it only offers 1 game a day. Players compete a single puzzle and that's it, win or lose. Wordle doesn't offer the never-ending dopamine rush of a Candy Crush or a Bejeweled, and that's what gives it its power. The time between games gives people a chance to pause. Players chat about that day's game with family and friends, research first word strategies, or commiserate on the difficulty of today's puzzle. And this pause makes people start to crave the game. Well, why does having fewer Wordles available make people want to play it more? It's all down to the psychological principle called scarcity. It says that when people know something is in limited supply, they want it even more. You may remember scarcity at work over, the past few years.
You've probably been hearing, talking, and thinking about one particular bathroom item a little more than normal lately.
Getting, 100 rolls of toilet paper, that really didn't make a whole lot of sense.
That's exactly what most Americans are doing, with toilet paper sales up more than 100% from this time last year.
Without their use of scarcity, Wordle wouldn't have been as addicting and probably not as popular as it is today. When you share a Wordle, people notice. Those colorful little boxes are all over social media. It feels like they tell an epic story contained in a sequence of tiny squares. The visual language of Wordle also makes it extremely memeable. People have been remixing existing memes, using reaction GIFs, and basically doing all the meta-internet things that help get something shared and accepted in the mainstream consciousness. Google even has a little Easter egg that appears if you search Wordle. But why is Wordle's visual language more appealing than just a pure text update like, today's Wordle results, 5 greens and 4 moves? It's down to a psychology principle called the picture superiority effect. This principle says that people remember and understand images better than words. So not only are Wordle results easy to understand and remember, they also convey an emotional journey that would take hundreds of words to describe, all in one small image. It's not just the visual appeal of Wordle that's made it so sticky. It's also people seeing all those results in memes and reaction GIFs everywhere. When you see something like those Wordle results, these tiny cryptic codes that you don't really understand, you start to feel left out. And the more Wordle is shared and remixed and shared again, the more left out you start to feel. Pretty soon, our old buddy FOMO is kicking in, and nobody wants to be the uncool kid asking, "What's that?" when they hear people joking about today's game. The bandwagon effect is also at play here. It says that people tend to adopt certain styles or behaviors just because everybody else is doing them too. That's why Wordle makes sharing your results across social media incredibly easy. As soon as you're done, a share button pops up. And because they're so cool, you want to. Studies have found that making an activity social is key in getting people to stick with it. From quitting smoking to riding a Peloton or playing words with friends, having ways to share results, connect with other people, and show off your progress makes playing Wordle a no-brainer. Wordle's design also makes it easy to create a habit. It all starts with a model discovered by MIT researchers called the habit loop. Now, if that sounds familiar, I talked about the habit loop in a recent episode about Peloton, so make sure to go back and have a listen to that episode when you're done here. But the habit loop describes the basic structure behind every habit. They're made up of 3 parts: the trigger, the routine, and the reward. So how does Wordle use the habit loop? Let's start with the triggers that get people to start playing. First is habit stacking. It's easy to remember to log on and play because each new game is paired to the start of a new day. The alarm goes off, you reach for your phone, and wake up your brain with Wordle. The strategy of pairing a new habit with an activity that's already a part of your existing routine is called stacking. You might only watch your favorite Netflix show while you're brushing your teeth or listen to an audiobook while you commute to work. And lots of Wordle players are using stacking, knowingly or not. Next, social pressure and FOMO. So you're reminded to pick up today's Wordle every time you log onto social media, since lots of other players have already shared their results. Not only are these posts a good reminder, they also create a social norm, a shared standard of acceptable behavior in a group. In other words, seeing everyone talking about today's Wordle pressures you to try it for yourself, like it did to me. Those are a few of the ways Wordle triggers people to pick up the game. Now let's talk about how the routine of playing Wordle can help create habits. 2 of the most attractive things about Wordle are how easy it is to learn and how quick it is to play. The game has unexpected or variable rewards in the form of little green squares. Whenever you guess a letter correctly in the right place, it turns green and you get a little emotional buzz. These unpredictable dopamine hits keep you playing. Peppering the gameplay with these small rewards makes you feel excited, nervous, and triumphant all at once. Wordle also uses a streak mechanic to keep people playing day after day. If you play every day for a week, you have a 7-day streak, for example. Streaks are proven to increase daily active users in apps like Duolingo, and even adherence to healthy habits like working out. Wordle has become a viral sensation in record time. And sure, some of its success is down to timing and luck, but it never would have become this popular without the psychology and behavioral science principles at work in the game. Thank you for listening to the Choice Hacking Podcast. Don't forget, you can learn more about behavioral science and psychology applied to business when you subscribe to the free Choice Hacking email list. You'll join more than 5,000 brilliant UX, CX, and marketing folks from companies like Uber, Google, Coke, and Disney who get my newsletter. To sign up, just visit choicehacking.com/subscribe. That's choicehacking.com/subscribe. Until next time.
I hit record a drop, you can't ignore it. I'm transforming now these cars and planes, I'm always boarding. Just out touring down in Charlotte like I play for Hornets.